If you've given someone your best years, your patience, and your whole heart, only to watch it crumble, I need you to pause before you try dating again. Because if you're over 40, after a divorce or a painful heartbreak, the real danger isn't that you'll never find love again. The real danger is that you will find someone who feels familiar, mistake that familiarity for love, and repeat the exact same cycle all over again. Most modern dating advice tells you that getting back out there is simple. They tell you to raise your standards, download the right apps, hit the gym, or keep a positive mindset. We're taught to believe that as long as we find someone who treats us nicely and makes us feel that spark, everything else will magically fall into place. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Chemistry alone is a trap. After analyzing the psychological patterns of adults who successfully build lasting love in their second act, almost every single one realized the same thing. The problem was never a lack of options. It was that their nervous system was addicted to familiar, toxic patterns. You don't need a softer heart. You need a clearer filter. In this video, we're breaking down a complete 5-part masterclass to help you stop choosing the wrong person, heal your relationship baggage, and build a second act that actually lasts. Make sure you stay until part 5, because we will run through a diagnostic test that reveals a subtle mistake almost every smart adult makes that quietly ruins healthy relationships before they even start. Let's talk about a woman named Renee. Renee was 46 when her 19-year marriage ended. 2 kids, a quiet house, and nearly 2 decades of memories she wasn't sure what to do with. For an entire year, she avoided dating. She told herself she was healing, but underneath, she was terrified. Not of being alone, but of making the same mistake twice. When she finally started dating, she met a man named David. David was attentive, complimentary, and exciting. He sent good morning texts, planned elaborate dates, and made her feel like a priority. But 6 months in, the exact same discomfort returned. Renee found herself bending her schedule around his. She was being talked over during arguments. Slowly, without even noticing, she began shrinking herself to keep the peace, just like she did for 19 years in her marriage. What is happening here? Renee was mistaking emotional familiarity for compatibility. Why does this happen? When you spend years surviving a dynamic where you had to perform, shrink, or walk on eggshells, your brain learns that emotional tension equals intimacy. How do you fix it? Renee had to stop and ask herself one critical question. Am I choosing this person because they are genuinely right for me, or because they feel safe and familiar to my unhealed nervous system? Asking that question saved Renee from another wasted decade. But understanding your nervous system is only half the battle. If you don't understand the core framework of how love actually breaks down, you will still fall into the exact same trap. This is the central breakdown that almost no one explains clearly. There are 3 distinct forces in dating that we constantly mix up. Chemistry, the spark. Chemistry is physical and emotional friction. It's the butterfly feeling in your stomach, the banter, and the undeniable draw. But chemistry is cheap. You can feel chemistry with someone who doesn't even know your last name, or someone who is entirely incapable of emotional honesty. Chemistry tells you 0 information about whether someone is safe for your future. Compatibility, the life fit. Compatibility is whether your actual, real-world lives fit together. It is your financial habits, your communication styles, your core values, your daily routines, and how you handle conflict. You can have sky-high chemistry with someone whose long-term life goals completely collide with yours. Connection, the shared path. Connection is the rarest of the 3. It is the quiet, unspectacular feeling of being deeply seen, heard, and respected without having to perform or audition for affection. The mistake after 40 is chasing chemistry and calling it love. In your 20s, fireworks felt like proof. In your 40s and beyond, you don't have time to spend 6 months discovering what you could have vetted in 6 days. So separate all 3, out loud. Before getting attached, evaluate them separately. Does this person excite me? That's chemistry. Do our actual lives fit together? That's compatibility. And do I feel safe being my true self? That's connection. Once you learn to separate chemistry from compatibility, you face a second major psychological hurdle: unlearning the habit of performing for love. Performing for love. When experienced adults start dating again, they often become actors. They downplay their needs, pretend to be easygoing, and suppress their boundaries because they are afraid of scaring the other person away. Here's what I call the renovation project fallacy. You meet someone with immense potential, but noticeable red flags. You see their wounds and think, I can fix them. I can be the one who supports them through this. But potential doesn't communicate, potential doesn't apologize, and potential doesn't build a stable life. A real person does. Stop dating renovation projects. Now let's talk about differentiating peace from boredom. If your past relationship was filled with emotional highs, lows, uncertainty, and constant conflict, meeting a healthy, stable partner can actually feel boring at first. Here's the psychology behind it. When your nervous system is used to chaos, peace feels like a lack of interest. But here's the reality. Do not mistake a regulated, calm nervous system for a lack of chemistry. Drama is not passion. Peace is. The real danger here is performing for love or trying to save someone. Whatever fake version of yourself you present to attract someone, you will be forced to sustain for the next 10 years. So practice saying one honest, non-negotiable preference or boundary early in month 1. If they cannot handle your reality in month 1, they were never going to handle it in year 5. Now that you know how to identify these emotional traps, let's look at the exact 5-question test you must run before committing your heart to anyone new. Before you give your heart, energy, and time to someone new, run them and yourself through these 5 diagnostic questions. Question 1. If being alone weren't scary, would I still choose this specific human being? Are you drawn to them? Or are you just running away from empty silence? Question 2. Can I be completely, authentically myself around them without shrinking or performing? If you have to censor your voice to keep their affection, it isn't love, it's auditioning. Question 3. Do their daily actions consistently match their words over time? Ignore what they promise about the future. Look strictly at how they treat people today. Question 4. When conflict arises, do we collaborate to solve the problem, or do we fight to win? A healthy relationship is you and your partner versus the problem, not you versus your partner. Question 5. Does this relationship make me more of myself or less of myself? If a relationship slowly shrinks your ambition, your peace, or your self-respect, it is the wrong choice, no matter how strong the spark feels. Your past heartbreak, divorce, or ending was not a failure. It was the protection that saved you from spending another decade in something that was never going to meet your needs. You are not starting over from scratch. You are starting again with decades of experience, wisdom, and discernment. Your job right now isn't to chase love. It's to become someone who can no longer be talked into settling for chemistry without compatibility. If this resonated with you today, hit the like button to help this reach someone who needs it. Subscribe for more deep relationship psychology, and drop a comment below letting me know which of those 5 diagnostic questions hit home for you the most. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.